Ahead, here we go. Christian Cotrone, the Heartbreak Kid.
I like going to Xineering just because it's an actual international raceway, so I know what to expect. We have the data from last year, so overall, just more anxious to get in the car and just perform.
We're seeing the struggle some drivers are having. It's going from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2.
And they're doing that transition, and they transition through the smoke, and it's just perfect.
Look at Christian Cotrone. Now he's massaging the angle to get that proximity. Free and going to outer zone 4. Beautiful run.
I think we had a really strong start to the season this year. We couldn't make it to our third place battle. Other than that, getting beat up a little bit, the car hit around. I thought the team was dialed. The car felt great other than getting hit. And so I'm feeling super confident coming into round 2.
Anybody, is your first time here? The layout here is a little different. We have the board.
Yeah, so since we finished in the top 4 of round 1, we did not have to do any type of seating. That gives us the time to kind of reset the car, make sure everything's good, myself kind of cool down, team can kind of take a breather. But then on the other side, it's also a bad thing because technically we're waiting around while the other competitors are getting a ton of reps, competitive reps, really feeling out their cars, the track, and the conditions. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of double-sided. Sometimes I like it, but sometimes, I just feel iced out because I'm literally just waiting around. I think we were waiting around for like 6 hours, essentially. So it can be rough sometimes. So yeah, the car came out of the trailer, firing all cylinders in kill mode, essentially. So we just jumped right into practice, and overall it was a really successful practice.
All right, so practice session number 1 is done. We don't do seating, so we have to take every practice as much as we can just because we don't do seating, so we don't have a lot of seat time today. So practice 1 was great. I felt like it was pretty solid. Having driven this track last year, we do have some data. I'm a lot more comfortable behind the wheel, but we are running a different tire this year, a lot more grippy tire. It is different, and the data doesn't exactly match up from last year, but at least we have something, especially with gear and wheel speed. But overall, I think my best run of the day was my last run, so that's always a really good way to end practice, is having ending it on a high note at least, and you're not kind of chasing everything after anything. Other than that, I didn't have any impact or no one hit us, so that's a big win. Yeah, just trying to keep the car together and stay cool. It's hot out there. It's like 95 degrees. So just trying to make sure everything is ready to go, and we'll get ready for battle later tonight, man. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Leave interclip. When you leave interclip 1, the car is still rotating more. So we kind of want to push out of interclip 1.
Yeah. Coming off of round 1 and second in the points currently. So really good position. We're really excited to be back out here for round 2. We just finished practice, and practice went really well. We got a ton of laps in, a lot more than I thought we were gonna get, so that's definitely 2 thumbs up for that. Other than that, the last run, it was a complete heater. Talked to the judges, they basically said that's a 100-point run, and if you keep doing that, you're gonna have a great day. So that's definitely the goal. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch seating now, take some notes, and just get ready to get out there for the main event.
Battling someone I've never driven with before is always it's always a little scary. You really don't know how they drive or how hard you can drive, especially in like a top 32 where you don't want to go all in 100% and then, you know, risk messing up or risking the car or whatnot. So this battle, I was a little unsure, but had, you know, really good notes from Dyjon. So I felt like I knew what I needed to do, and I just needed to lay down a solid lead run and get ready for the chase.
Christian out here coming in with a nice initiation, going to that first outer zone, locking a little bit over. He needs to dive into that inner clip, and he does. Vincent Toledo is right there. Coming in, Vincent Toledo snapping to angle and going to that first outer zone, just car screaming. Get there. Diving with the inner clip one, beautiful fill out now. Christian Cotrone is trying to reel him in. He needs to reel him in close proximity to out zone 3 and 4. And look at the tenacity from the Heartbreak Kid. And it looks like the Heartbreak Kid, Christian Cotrone, gets the win. Moving on. And that is the final battle of our top 32. We're going to be moving to the top 16s.
Coming into top 16, I'm going against Hayden Williams. I don't think I actually went against him in competition. I know we definitely got some laps in practice. He's a killer driver, sick car. So yeah, I was excited to line it up with him.
You have Christian Cotrone in the lead. The Heartbreak Kid coming in with a nice initiation, but falls out of the first outer zone. Now gets back into it, ice off his tires. Now he's going into outer zone 2. Falls behind and then goes off track in the chase. Look at Christian Cotrone. He needs to complete those laps. He needs to be locked in. And when he says he's on kill mode, that's what you mean. Coming out here, Hayden Williams going into that first outer zone, 1 tire in, 2 tires in, and now Christian Cotrone needs to reel him in, get that block breaking at an active speed. And oh my goodness, Hayden Williams misses inner clip, but able to put out some smoke out of the back end of his car. And look at Christian Cotrone now reeling him in, being super aggressive all the way through to outer zone 4. Oh man.
Yep, Christian Cotrone getting the win, moving on. He was ready to go. He knew he was the winner coming through. I didn't know that. The judges didn't know that, but Christian knew that. So that's what matters.
So coming in the top 8, this is the time you really got to turn it on. Like, it's now or never. Every lead needs to be dialed. You should be dialed at this point. Be ready. You know, the battles are only going to get better. They're only going to get harder from this point. Dyjon tells me we're going against someone named Marcelo Jr. and supposedly he's a pro drifter in Brazil or something like that. So he told me he was really, really solid, and so I was really excited. I love going up against really good drivers. So I was ready for this one. So coming up to that decision area, Dyjon told me, hey, he dropped tires on initiation, but this is gonna be really close, and he's thinking it's probably gonna go one more time.
And it looks like the judges have made a decision. It's a one more time.
In these moments, this is where all that training, all that time that I spend outside of the driver's seat that really comes into play. The mental side, the mental performance of everything. And in moments like this, it really pays off. In my mind, I'm like, oh man, this is it. Like, that lead was perfect, feeling really good. And then Dyjon gets on the mic and says, yo, like, he was on your tour. And I was like, are you serious? And he basically said, I have to go all out. And so, yeah, that's what we did. We got ready and just, you know, put it right on his door and try to get this win.
So here we go again, Christian Cotrone in the lead. Let's go ahead and see what happens here.
And Christian Cotrone coming in with a nice initiation. Marcio does the same thing as the previous battle, but falls behind a little bit more. Cotrone angles up to dive into that inner clip, does a great job. He hits the outer zone 2, hits outer zone 3. Marcio doesn't have as much proximity as the previous.
He gets right into that pocket, coming around in that first zone. Great transition here. Little bit of a window, but comes right back in, close that proximity on his angle perfectly in a transition, bumper to bumper, coming through, getting that proximity and closes the door in on him. Tries to get in as close as he can. The car starts to power out because he's just putting the hammer down. That is just maybe the little bit of difference that needs to happen for there not to be another one more time. Chris Cotrone gets the win and the point by battling through one more time.
After a win like that and the adrenaline's pumping, that was a hard-fought battle. It's just like, who's next? It's like, let's knock them down. It's a feeling that I can't explain. It's truly like the feeling that I love about competition drifting. So the team is super excited. We're here for a mission. We want to take care of business, and we're just ready for the next opponent.
Coming in here, Christian Cotrone with the Corvette, lighting off his tires right off the rip. Salvio is cheating the line a little bit, using that left foot brake so he can angle back up, get back into his tape. Christian Cotrone angling up in that other zone 2, diving into the inner clip 1, beautiful transition, use that left foot brake again to stabilize his car into outer zone 3, and going to outer zone 4, beautiful lead run from Christian to Heartbreak Kid.
All right, time for the chase. Dajon tells me he does make a few major mistakes, so I know I don't have to be absolutely on his door. Remember, like, I have to drive smart to make it to the end. That's our goal. We got to make it to the final. So I have to know when we need to apply pressure and when we can, you know, slightly just come off a little bit.
Salvio Silva comes in, lights off the tires right off the rip, use that left foot brake so he could get to outer zone 1, stabilize there. Outer zone 2, Christian Cotrone cheats the line a little bit to get that proximity, going to outer zone 3. Beautiful fill out from Salvio Silva. Now Christian is trying to massage the angle so keen proximity.
But Christian Cotrone pulling out the win, going forward, knocking out Smoke Daddy.
Thankfully, because of how everything worked out, we got the win.
So far we're getting a podium, so we're going to try for one now.
You make it to the finals, right? And like at that point, at least for me, like all the weight is gone. Like, you know, no matter what, win or lose, you're going to be on that box. And so it's like, man, let's just go out there, have fun. It's with my good buddy, Matt Schulman. I'm so pumped to be able to battle him again. You know, last year at round 3, he took me out. So I was ready to get back at him, you know, super excited to drive with him. And so I knew I needed to do something on our lead. I just clutch kick that car and flick the car into, you know, the outer zone 1 and really just fill it as much as possible right away. And then as soon as I kind of get in that zone, I feel
Like, oh no!
Makes contact.
Matt Schulman over sends it into Christian.
I guess he just overcooked it a little bit and tapped me on that initiation, and then just put us in a position to, you know, be able to finish up that run without him near us. I just stay in it. I'm not going to be that guy, you know, on just a little bit of contact, flopping or you know, shutting down. I just stay on throttle and you know, finish the run strong as much as possible.
And here's Christian Cotrone, final lap of this final battle. Winner gets first place, loser gets second, but there's still a podium position. Matt Schulman, the Showmanator, in
Bragging
the
points
lead.
for brothers drifting next to each other for the last 6 years. Who's going to bring it home?
Versus S Chassis. Matt Schulman coming in with a nice initiation. Go to that first outer zone. Christian Cotrone falls forward in the pocket. But looks like
Matt Schulman.
and goes into outer zone 3. And my, oh my, a huge upset from Matt Schulman.
Christian Cotrone in first place, bringing home the big trophy. Matt Schulman with the back-breaking second place performance. Absolutely great job, brother.
You know, we have our time for a celebration, trophies, the champagne, but we know the job's not done. The goal is to go out there and get our license this year, and we're not gonna, you know, let up until that's done. The good thing is, at this point, coming out of round 2, we now are leading the points with about a 40-point lead. So, you know, coming into round 3, we are really, really dialed in. We know what we need to do, and we're just ready to execute and, you know, take things to the next level.